Cox, author of the Canva Classroom and creative director of Meta Inc. Publishing, streaming from the beautiful city of Savannah, Georgia. Welcome to the third episode of the Canva Classroom live stream series, and also, may the fourth be with you. I'm also the author of a kids' book, Marker Town, and have been in person at different schools this week, which is the best gift I could have asked for teacher appreciation. Speaking of teacher appreciation, the Canva Classroom ebook is free right now on Amazon until midnight tonight. So make sure you grab it. The paperback is marked down to $25. Take advantage of it today. I'm also going to have some giveaways during the show. So as you comment, tell me your best Canva use case, and I'll be picking a winner at the end of the episode. You'll get the opportunity to win a paperback copy of the book and a Hitchhiker's Guide for Educators t-shirt. Also, if you're presenting this summer on Canva and plan on mentioning the Canva Classroom, send me your presentation topic so I can get you a t-shirt, coffee mug, and paperback copy of the book so you can present with swag and in style. You can DM me or leave a message in the comments. Now on to our special guests. Today we have two guests, Nelann Taylor and Danae Acker. We're going to discuss LMS integration, Canva and world language classes, and district use cases. You can connect with them on Twitter using their handle that is in their name. So we have at LadyLanguage441 and at Danae Acker. So welcome, ladies. Unmute.
Hey. Hello.
How are you?
Oh, great.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So I know we mentioned, Nelann, you're gonna kind of talk about how you use Canva and your use cases first, and you specifically have some world language examples, and we're gonna hit up some Microsoft Edu integrations as well. So if you want to go ahead and just kind of talk about your experience with Canva,
okay,
and tell viewers where you're located and what you do.
Got it. All right. Well, good evening. Hello, everybody. It is 6:02 CST, and I'm in Louisiana. My name is Nelann Taylor, and I'm a high school Spanish teacher. I also am our technology lead teacher. And this year, for the spring, I have the chance of teaching a creative web design class. We are lovers of Canva in both classrooms. We do a lot more with it in the web design than we do with Spanish. At least I give the web design students a lot more time to create. But with the Spanish classes, I temporarily give a template myself or create something for them to use. We are also a Microsoft school and district. So that is our learning management system. And I use a lot of Canva templates for our teams' communications, as well as our class notebook templates. I've used it for final exams and just different things. So it's pretty cool. I do it for our website as well, and looking forward to just sharing a few of those things with you guys tonight.
Well, we can't wait. And Danae, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Danae Acker, and I am a digital integration specialist with Anderson School District 5 here in South Carolina. I use Canva on a daily basis, and I use it more for our district. So things that we do district-wide, like our newsletter turned magazine, to do shout-outs, to do our social media posts. So I use Canva a lot. I use a lot of the templates already created. And then, of course, we remix those to our own use. So I'm just happy to be here and share some of the things that we do in Canva with you all.
Awesome. All right. So, Nelann, let's go ahead and see some of your templates. I can't wait.
All right. Get the party started. Well, I will share a little bit. I will share the screen. And as I share here, I would just like to start off probably with what it looks like on Microsoft itself. So as far as Microsoft goes, or inside of our school-wide template, you should be able to see what we all look like, right? Is this popping up yet? All these teams here?
Yep, we got it.
Okay, sweet. All right. So what I mainly use it for is our school-wide team, and then my classes that I have going on here. So one of the main things, or one of the more easier things to do, is to create a banner. And you just have to know the sizes. You can really look up what it looks like inside of Canva itself with a banner size. But if you don't know the dimensions, you can always just go to edit and, print. And here's one of them. So here's something we have going on for Teachers Appreciation. I'm getting ready to give them everybody a Flipgrid code so that they can talk about their teachers and tell them how much they appreciate them, I would hope, And so it's going to be a school-wide thing. So you can notice all the schools here, or all of our teams rather, each grade level has a Canva page, or basically a channel, and I can go inside of each one, maneuver them differently, and shout out what's going on there. So you can see all those things happening inside of Canva and different templates that we've used. So different things we like to create are there, different programs, and you can build off of each other like that, right? So we have all those things that we access. And I do the same thing for my classes between Spanish 1 and 2. The next thing, let me share with you, would probably be with the website. So when we're looking at the website design, this is pretty much the same thing as well. We had just done something today. I've been in testing all day, got out of there, but wanted to highlight what was going on. This sample right here is actually what I allowed a web design student to do. So I would give them the dimensions of our school website, and they have the option of actually putting them into Canva. We have our own classroom, and then I can either share a template with them, or they can go ahead and create their own. A lot of them are starting to get a little bit more creative. The only thing that I tell them that I want to see at the end is that they really get their proof or their credit for it. So I want them to give me some type of watermark that they did it, so that I can shout them out on our social media pages or whatever it is. So the designs that you're looking at right now were designed by students. We have different ones who are parts of different teams, especially in that web design class. So we'll send them out, or they'll say, oh, Ms. Taylor, I'm on the Gather Intel team, which means they're going to go get the information that they want everybody to take a look at for the next 2 or 3 weeks in the marking period. So some people will be out on assignment to go find pictures or to go find information that's going around campus. Other people will have to actually design them in Canva. We have a proofing team where people look at the design, look at the wording that was there, and then you have somebody who is actually going to post it. So I give them a couple of passcodes to get them started and to let them come on in and post whatever it is. Now, these here are a little bit more razzle dazzle. So those are the ones that I did to create, but I really enjoy giving them the opportunity and the leeway to go ahead and get in and, just show it off what they can do and get creative. And I believe that they're really beginning to surprise themselves a little bit more, with using different elements and other things like that.
That
So
looks
that's
amazing. Yeah, Heather Brown also says she loves the idea of students taking ownership on the website.
Yes,
so that's
it
awesome.
does. It does. And they get to post in different places. So they'll get a chance to post in the school-wide Teams app. We have different channels for them to be able to do that. Not so much tech support, events maybe. They'll be in the athletic channel, and they'll get a chance to prove or to show off what it is that they've done, to really, just like you said, give them ownership, because I don't want to take it. I want them to, have this opportunity, and then to also go away with something else and to use this as their own digital portfolio later on down the line. So these designs here also by students, and they did an awesome job. They're taking more ownership. They're creating their own banners. They're posting it themselves. You can see that the student posted it himself, and I couldn't be more proud. Couldn't be more proud or excited. One of the other things that I would love to share is also what goes on in the world language classroom. So this is one of the templates. It's kind of long. I'm sorry that I shared that. I didn't do a bit.ly, but this is one of the templates that we did recently for our remote days. And what we had was, we had our spring break. I feel like we were later than everybody else though. So our spring break across the board was last week or week before last. And we had 2 days off. They gave us Good Friday off. And then Monday and Tuesday, they were our real vacation days. Wednesday through Friday, we did not have to come back to campus, but we had to be home and work remotely, right? So obviously my students are just like, Ms. Taylor, it's a break. Why are we still working? But it is what it is. So I said, hey, you don't have to do much. You do not even have to log in for a live call. I just want to send you something. And so we began reading a class novel recently inside of Spanish 1 or Spanish 2 this semester. And it is in Spanish, obviously, for them to be able to catch. And I want to get them into the habit of loving or enjoying reading. And so I created a bingo board off of a template, yes, that I got from Canva. But after I just get the gist of a template that I like, I kind of, you can revise and change up anything that it is that you like. So I kind of get a base of what I want it to look like, but all of the images, the pictures, the fonts, whatever, that just comes from me or you or whoever decides to be more creative with that design. And so what you're looking at here is they needed to play bingo. And obviously we play bingo by going horizontal, vertical, diagonal. They could choose whatever it is they wanted. I only had one that caught the error, which was I put in the same diagonal row a 3-day Duolingo streak and the same thing down here or somewhere down there in the same row. So I only had one person who caught it, which was fine. I just told him he had to give me 6 days instead of 3. But this is basically what they had to do for me to read the chapter. So some people had to read out loud. Some people had to record a video within Flipgrid. And then talking about app smashing, because Canva is good with that, I created this link or saved this link and then popped it inside of another tool that's called Wakelet, which I'm sure a lot of you are probably already familiar with. And then inside of that Wakelet link, students were able to see every link that they may have needed for the box. Like if they needed to make a book snap, or if they needed to do a different video, or if I needed to hear them read aloud. And to tell you the truth, I was pretty much amazed by a lot of the tools that came away from it. So I think that's pretty much it. Just a few of the things that I enjoy using with them. And you will be able to see inside of, let me go back into a folder. Like I said, we do use it with Microsoft. So I wanted to kind of show you what it looks like on their end, or from my end, what it looks like when it came in. So I dumped this template inside of our digital class notebook for every student. And I had one who obviously you mark off for me what you did. I give them a little template. I tell them what it is that I want them to be able to fill out. And they add all of their comments or screenshot, whatever it is that they did, onto this digital notebook. And I just listen to it there. I look at it. I give them feedback immediate. Even have an audio recording here, which is amazing. He read the chapter for me in the target language. And so you just walk away with that. But there's so many amazing things that you can do with the tool. So I love to connect. If you see something that you may want a template for yourself, just let me know. I only have 2 classes that are in here that I use it for. We also did vision boards within my world language classroom. And so it's pretty much a fly by night or a free for all. You know, we're doing our media passes as well in our lovely web design class. So that's our latest thing that I'm really excited about. That gives them a little bit more ownership. And that's pretty much the last thing. A lot of them have begun to design what it's going to look like. I'm trying to give them press passes so that we can go into different places, or they can feel legit when they go interview people, or, you know, walk into different places and say, hey, this is my media pass and I'm a student at West St. John, or whatever have you. So I just have them dump them into a solid folder so all of us can kind of go pick and see what each one has done. And then we kind of just collaborate on the same types of things together. So
I'm admiring your organization here. You've got your class name, web design, spring 2020, and you've got your folders. So that's another beautiful thing that doesn't get talked about much in Canva, but the ability to organize based on class, project, or just, you know, collaborative group projects.
Definitely. And it's something that they're still working on too, because I've run into a couple of kinks, especially like trying to develop templates for them. But I find it a lot more easier with my students if I just say, let's just plug them into a different folder. And then that way I don't have to go back and look for them or search with the notifications tab.
Exactly. That's one of the issues I found too, is like accessing student work. It's a little clunky going into work submitted and reviewing, but having them pop it in a folder and including all the assignments together that way has worked well for me as well.
Yeah.
All right. Love the bingo.
Yay!
So I've shared those links out on Facebook and LinkedIn. When Danae takes off with her wonderful use cases, I'll be popping them in Twitter as well. So wherever you're watching, these template links are coming to you. So feel free again to take these, use them as is, remix. So, all right, Danae.
All righty. So, like I said, we use Canva more on a district scale. I'm actually working with Canva right now so that we can get the single sign-on and get it district-wide so that teachers and students will have their accounts. So I'm really excited about that. And I was taking notes, Nelann, while you were presenting, because I definitely want to share this with my teachers so that way over the summer they can be thinking about different things that they can do with it. But for our purposes, like I said, we use it district-wide and more of like a marketing and sending it out to all teachers. So the first thing that I want to share, alrighty, let's see, can you guys see? There we go. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to share is that, like I said, we do this with our district. And so for one of our high schools, they're having freshman orientation. And so here is one of the postcards that they are sending out to the middle schools, and they're actually going to email it to parents. And it's just a template that I got from, a matter of fact, the template's right here. And like, I just remixed it for my own purposes. I put a picture of the school and then the mascot and then the information that freshman orientation. And then one of my favorite things that I have used is PD Takeout. And so for PD Takeout, it's basically, I give teachers a little treat in a white paper bag, and they get takeout, PD with their takeout. And so for this one, we just took a quick look. I did a menu search on Canva and used this as an appetizer just to look at the 4 C's and go over that and what that means, especially in our tech world. And then the wonderful Holly Clark, I went and used some of her information about what is a Google infused classroom and what does that mean, and then how to organize your Google Classroom for dessert. We are a Google district, and so these items here really help get our teachers back on track with their Google Classroom, because they use it all the time, but sometimes digging deeper is what's needed. And so that's one of the templates that we're going to share out. And because I printed this out and sent it to teachers, I put a QR code so that way they could get that information right away. But here it is clickable links for the teachers too, because I also emailed it. So they got it multiple ways. But of course, the PD Takeout with the cute bag and this on it was the icing on the cake for them. And so let's see. I mainly work with our high school teachers. And so working with them, of course, if you're a coach, you know that you don't really get a lot of time with your teachers. And so one of the ways that I would send out information was through a newsletter. And so I use the template, which is right here. And again, I'm a huge remixer on Canva when I'm trying to do some of the things that I do with Canva. But I'd use this newsletter and it would go out to our teachers, and it would just have information on different things that was happening in the district. It would have quotes from awesome edgy people that know a lot more than I do, that I learned from. And so George Kuros, who's one of my favorites with the Innovator's Mindset, you'll see a lot of his quotes throughout our newsletter. But then, of course, things from Matt Miller. I had a download section where I would just kind of have a little bit more meat to the newsletter and just different things like that, as you can see. And then here is the section where we would illuminate educators doing amazing things in their classroom. And one thing,
someone's at the front door.
Sorry about that, guys. And so one thing that we are big on in our district is not just about tech tools. It's like, what is your goal for your classroom? What are you trying to accomplish with your lessons and with your settings? And so going into those classrooms and really looking at what teachers are doing in their classrooms and illuminating that and sharing that and celebrating them was one thing that we started to do with our newsletter. Well, there's a team of like 10 of us, so it's not just me. We have elementary, middle, and then I'm high school. So I showed them this and just kind of shared what I was doing with high school, and they were like, well, why don't we all work on it together, and then we can share it out district wide. And so what we did with that, and let me see if I can pull it up here. Sorry, I have a lot of tabs open. So it turned from that newsletter that you see there into a full-blown magazine. And so this is the February issue of the Innovator. And so now it has more of a magazine feel and look. It has a cover. And then we have our table of contents, which each one of these are linked to the different pages that goes into the And so we took it down into different sections. So we have personalized PD, where we're looking on Twitter, we're looking on social media, things that we know about, and we are sharing that with our teachers. And then we are a Nearpod and vocabulary district as well. So we share those insights with our teachers in here. And then, of course, because we are a Google district, we have Getting Googly, and we share going deeper into those Google Workspace apps. So Jamboard, and just really focusing in on that and the different things that you can do within Jamboard. And then we have a Take It Out section, because we are digital integration specialists. We want to still stay true to that tech piece. And so here you'll see the Take It Out, where we just have different tech tools or tech strategies that they can learn from. And so each one of these are clickable. And then it's just a little excerpt from the different sources that we get this from. And then we also have a podcast for our district, where we bring in teachers, other edtech gurus, administrators, people from our district, and we have conversations with them, not just about tech, but just about things that our teachers want to know about. And so we highlight those podcast episodes here. And so with this one, actually, this is one of our principals and her husband. They came on just to talk about teacher life balance, and how when you're a teacher and you're married to a not teacher, and how sometimes they don't quite understand exactly what we're going through. Sometimes we can tell them, but sometimes they just don't empathize as much as we want them to. And so we had a great conversation with them, and we highlighted that here so that we could, so our teachers would definitely know if this is something that they want to listen to, if this is a topic of theirs. And so that download section, it really turned into like the meat of the magazine. And so here in the download section, we're talking about what's eating your time. So working smarter and not harder. And we took the theme of plating and eating. And my teammates that went here, we talked, they took that theme and kind of used it to go throughout this section, as you can see. So cut back on processed foods, plating. And then we also use pictures from our district. As we go into classrooms, we take pictures so that our teachers and our students can see themselves featured in the magazine as well. And then, of course, we have our bonuses, letting our teachers know that Canva is free, but next year we'll have them all rolled in so they can do single sign-on to ClassLink. And then here's where, before I showed you when I was just getting started, nominations, but here are some of our teachers that received their Illuminator award. And we were able to do a middle school, elementary, and then high school teacher to illuminate.
I love the idea of a district-wide magazine, just highlighting all the wonderful things going on, sharing resources, and just making sure educators are just in the district, because sometimes schools can be so disconnected, even classrooms in the same building. So like a magazine that kind of brings everything together so you can get like a nice snapshot. That's a nice touch. So yeah. Awesome.
I'm loving it too. Do you print them? Do you actually print the magazines out?
So what we did, because as you can see, it's pretty bulky. And so for our illuminators, we do go and get those printed as actual magazines. So at least that they can have a copy of the one that they're in, but we just send it out digitally because it has links and all that stuff, and it's very interactive. So yeah, we do print a few copies, but the whole district doesn't get copies.
Just waiting on the helicopter to pass. I'm by an air base at the moment, so there's constant air traffic here. So well, thank you guys so much for joining us this evening on May the 4th. I hope you felt the Canva force with you today. Again, the Canva Kindle edition is free on Amazon. Make sure you go and download it. Leave some reviews. I want to share some of the wonderful reviews that I've received from educators. So Cheyenne says, Canva is my go-to when I want students to create, but I never realized how helpful it could be until I read Amanda's book. I modified one of her templates in less than 30 minutes and created an engaging, personalized lesson for my students. Melissa says the book is full of design principles and strategies and examples for templates. I can't appreciate the reviews anymore. Like that helps with the Amazon algorithm, and it just feels good that putting together the book and those who contributed, that the work is appreciated. And I can't appreciate you two enough for coming in on a Wednesday after teaching all day. You are very dedicated educators, and you guys rock.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for bringing like minds together. I think we all get excited when it's like tech stuff that makes sense and we can do it.
Yes.
And if you haven't joined the Canva classroom, please do that, because these wonderful ladies are on there, and there's so many other educators who are willing to share. Drop your templates in. Let's create a community where, Canva already makes it easy to remix and work less hard. And so we don't have to, design a wheel. The wheel is there. We just have caps on it. We give it some spinners. And so join the Canva classroom Facebook group. And keep sharing your templates, and everyone out there, keep rocking it out. And we will see you next week. Next week, we have John Carippo and Mrs. Vogue with her deploying Edu protocols. We're going to talk some Canva protocols. So I can't wait to see you then. And you two have a wonderful rest of your afternoon.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.